Hello, my name is Noah Karub, and I am a pre-pharmacy student. I aspire to have a future career in the professional field of pharmacy. My two research questions for this project are stated as follows. Has mandatory counseling for new prescriptions shown to be overall beneficial? And how can pharmacists help educate patients to better self-manage their medications? For each of my research questions, I found three different sources that helped answer them and provide relevant information. I found the authors of these sources to be credible, as many of them are either pharmacists or pharmacology researchers. For my first research question, the first source I found was in a pharmacy journal called Pharmacy Times. I got the impression from the authors of the first couple of sources that I found that I got the impression that the authors were they felt strongly that mandatory pharmacist counseling has not been showing to be beneficial. According to the author of this first source, it has to come from the pharmacist to want to help patients understand the medication they are taking. Changing the rules to force pharmacists to counsel patients on medication will take time away from pharmacists and not always give patients a better understanding of their medications. And similarly, in the second source, the author here listed reasons why he feels mandatory patient counseling is not showing to be beneficial. In many cases, with the new mandate in Illinois, patients don't actually speak with pharmacists when picking up a prescription. Many patients, even with the new mandate of patient counseling, many patients are still left unadvised by the pharmacist. And for the final source of my first research question, this source provided 4 ways pharmacists can improve patient counseling. And reading the ways that this could be improved, this is what gave me the idea to come up with my second research question that is related to the strategies and ways that pharmacists and even the technicians can improve patient counseling and cause it to be more beneficial for the patients. So here in this source, I found that time is the biggest factor that prevents pharmacists from counseling patients. So pharmacists using their time more wisely to establish relationships with their patients will help the issue of patients not receiving enough counseling to be properly educated on their medication. So starting with when I officially revised my second research question, I found the first source here, providing 5 things pharmacists can teach patients about prescription drugs. Lacking an understanding of medication can cause harm to patients. Pharmacists can promote safety by educating patients about their medications. And there's a low level of understanding of medication, particularly in the teenage population. So this source responds to my research question as it provides a list of ways pharmacists can prevent harm from improper medication use on the part of the patients. It provided statistics related to patients and medication use. For this source here, for my second research question, I was provided with information on how pharmacists can help ensure that patients take their medications. There are ways to significantly improve health outcomes, reduce hospital and nursing home admissions, and save $105 billion in health spending. This was a very helpful source. It responds to my research question by providing an extensive analysis of patient non-adherence to medications. In this final source for my second research question, I found that medication adherence among adults and adolescents is a prevalent, complex issue. Medication adherence is a remaining complicated issue in the US. A recently discovered strategy that may be helpful for improving medication adherence involves a combination of behavioral therapy and medication education. For these types of therapies, pharmacists must help the patient believe that they are acting independently to make the right changes to adhere to their medications. This source responded to my research question as it provided recently discovered strategies that pharmacists can use to help patients adhere to their medication. In conclusion, I will deploy this literature review in pharmacy school in preparation for a research proposal in response to the prevalent issue of medication non-adherence.